Hello, everyone. Welcome to Connect to Roots. In today's podcast, in this era, actually, most students and young professionals are asking the same questions: that how do I build a meaningful career in a world that is changing so quickly? Technology is evolving, artificial intelligence is entering into many industries, and the career paths that existed 10 or 15 years ago are no longer the same. For many graduates, the challenge is not even just finding a job, but it is an understanding that which skill will truly matter in the future. And that's exactly what we're exploring today. With us, joining today, Mr. Nitesh Ambuj, a product strategist, leadership trainer, and PMP coach who has worked extensively with professionals looking to build strong careers in a fast changing digital world. He regularly speaks about the future of work, leadership skills, and how professionals can stay relevant in an era which shapes by the technology and AI. So, with over 12 years of experience at Ericsson, currently he is serving as the head of chapter node AI and intelligent automation. Nitesh brings deep expertise in innovation, strategy, and emerging technologies. Nitesh, welcome to Connect to Roots.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I would just like to, our viewers to understand some of the facts where your expertise will be really helpful. So many students today really are feeling uncertain about their career path because the workplace is changing so rapidly. So from your perspective, what does it really mean for a young professional to stay relevant in today's world?
I feel that uncertainty was always there. You consider 90s era, 2000s, early 2000, and even 2010, COVID era, and now. So this is part of the profession we are working in, and this is the new normal for the world. I would say from last 20, 30 years. Earlier, when industrial revolution came, it was a long time when no big change happened. But I guess after internet era, changes are happening frequently. Some are due to technology enhancements, some are due to some pandemic, some are due to some geopolitical issues. So changes are happening, and what we have to inculcate in students now that this is part of their life. So they can't fix what is not in their control. What they can fix is make themselves aware about what is happening around. In technology front, they can make themselves aware that what kind of advancement happening, what kind of new technologies are coming, what kind of changes that technology will bring in the job environment. Not just technology, but also what is happening in geopolitical era and how that will impact the technical world. So that also needs to be there when we are trying to train our students, so that they understand that what would be the impact of that on technology and on business overall. So I would say that broader awareness is required. And then one area they can pick where they want to have a deep expertise. So broader awareness in multiple areas and expertise in one or two areas will be something that will be helpful for future.
So, yeah, I think what you mean to say is then continuous learning and probably adaptability. And the many graduates assume that once they get a degree, the hard part is done. But if you had to guide, then in this situation, a young graduate entering the workforce today, what skills should they focus on developing beyond just the technical knowledge?
Number one is flexibility. They need to be flexible to work in the new environment. Let's take one example: AI and ML that is being discussed a lot. Earlier, they were working on something else. In last 2 years, they are working on Gen AI. Now, next couple of years, probably there will be agentic AI. And then going forward, there would be something else. So even in one technology area, you see things are changing very fast. So what we need to adopt is flexibility. We need to have that mindset that we are flexible to understand what is coming along. We are flexible to learn new things, and we are flexible to mend our ways of working according to the technologies.
Yeah, but sometimes, students focus only on this degree paths and certification paths, like how you mentioned, for example, AI, ML, generative AI, and things. So, in your experience, then what role do you think that mindset and curiosity play in the long-term career growth?
See, if you go a little deeper in this, I would suggest that learning anything, let's say people will be confused as we are discussing that. Let's say tomorrow, right now, if you are studying about Gen AI, and then tomorrow, if let's say agentic AI comes, what will happen to what we studied now? I would suggest that knowledge never goes in vain. So when you are getting yourself equipped with the recent technologies, you are also connecting the dots. So if you know Python, you would be better in terms of understanding what is how AI works. And then when you understand how AI works, you would be better equipped to understand Gen AI and then future of agentic AI and all that. So what I'm trying to say here is that don't think that what you are studying right now will not be relevant in future. It always connect the dots.
Mm.
So keep yourself updated with the skills, keep yourself updated with the technology, but not just technology. And that is the whole point, that don't just run after technology. We have to understand the business part of it, that where this is applicable. Let's take the example of internet era, and that would be clear because we have seen the journey of internet, and then I guess we can relate it with whatever is happening here. Most of the companies who relied and who became successful in internet era are not the technocrats who were using protocols and technologies of internet. Let's say Amazon as an example. Amazon used internet to succeed in their own business model. They could do that because they understood how internet is working and what kind of business model will work on internet. Similarly, if you talk about AI, ML right now, or Gen AI, or agentic AI, or whatever comes in future, we also need to understand that what kind of use cases they will bring, what kind of businesses that will be transformed using these technologies. And that is where having a business mindset will help. So when we are guiding or mentoring our students, we always need to tell them that don't run after technology. It's important to understand technology, but it is also important to understand the problem statement around that. What are the problems that we have in our real life, whether be it in your own real life or in the problem statement for your country, problem statement that is there in globally, and how we can solve that using these technologies. If they will have that mindset, they will become successful individuals. Right now, I can take a couple of examples. Let's say traffic problem, pollution problem. Can we use AIML to solve that? And if you are able to solve that, then you can make something big using these technologies.
Yeah, I think
Yep.
this is I think you have a valid point that, rather than fixing up it to on the career just for the technology, that, okay, once I've entered into this company, let me just stick into that. Probably that is not something which is going to go a long way. So I think one thing that many young professionals struggle is this idea that their career path may not be linear anymore. So probably that is something which they have to keep themselves open up. But now tell me one more thing. But the first few years of the career, is it's generally always a confusing. People change their roles, explore different paths, and sometimes they feel lost also. So in that case, what advice would you like to give these students to
See,
navigate
one
their
thing,
first 5 years wisely?
and that is most crucial
Yeah,
critical path also, we have gone through that. So what happens that in initial few years, normally what happens that people run after money. Wherever they get more money, they go
yeah,
there, and that's the practical reality. There's nothing bad in that. But I normally, when and mentor people, I suggest that you need to find your goal. And when you ask this question, that what is your goal, long term goal in your life, normally they answer that I want to do this, probably 10, 15 different goals. So when I mentor, I say that, okay, it's okay that you have 10 goals, and that is absolutely fine. Somebody who doesn't have a goal, you are in a better situation because you have 10 goals. Now, do a SWOT analysis on all those 10 goals and realize that what is possible, what you can actually achieve, and then take it down to three. So once you have three goals that you now sure about that you will be achieving, start working towards that. And normally we say that when you want to shape your career, there could be multiple ways of doing that. Like one is V. If you see, you are here in the bottom, and then you expand your knowledge, like technical, functional, and then you go like this. So that is one way of. Then there are other ways of it's called T level. So if you see T level, then you are broadening your horizon. That's what we were talking in the beginning. Like you have broad knowledge, and then you have deep knowledge in one area. And then there is something called M level, where you have deep knowledge in three areas, and then you have a horizontal knowledge. So you have to identify your personality, and when you have, let's say, identified three goals, and you do a short analysis, you would realize that what is suitable for you. And it's not just one solution for everyone. Somebody may be good in exploring multiple areas, but finding expertise in one area, absolutely fine, you can go that way. Somebody would be good in exploring multiple areas, for example, good in technology, good in business, good in marketing, so you can explore that way. So as individual, I have to analyze that where I am good. If you are not able to do on your own, probably take help from your seniors, a mentor, a coach. And that is where I guess a lot of programs are running. Connect to Roots are also running some mentorship program. Those programs will help you to understand what kind of career growth you may have, and then plan accordingly. But it is very, very important to narrow down your goals from 10 to 3, and then take help from mentors so that you can understand what kind of personality you have, and then you can achieve success in that particular goal that you are targeting.
I think, yeah, this is a high time where, I mean, obviously that point is keep going on. That idea of unlearning is really key, so that instead of just accumulating the knowledge, probably keep questioning our own self, our own, all SWOT points, and then moving on. So I really, admire that point. That's really very important. So, but at the end, if one piece, only one piece of career advice, if you want to give to the students and young professionals who are listening today to us, what is that you would like to do?
I would suggest that if just you have to focus on one thing, create your own goal, create your own roadmap. If you have that, you would know what you are going to do, what kind of job that you need to take, what kind of learnings you need to have. All this will be relevant if you know where you are reaching. Let's say somebody wants to become a CEO of a company, then their path would be completely different. Somebody wants to, let's say, start their own startup, say startup their own company. So for them, the path would be completely different. So it is very, very important. And sooner you do that, better it is for your career. That what is that you want to achieve in your long-term career. Set your goals.
I think that's where Connect to Roots comes in the picture. So thank you so much, Mr. Nitesh, for sharing these insights with us. So in a world where probably change is constant, conversation like this, I think, remind everyone that growth is not just about the technology. It's really about the mindset, curiosity, and the courage to keep evolving. And to
Absolutely.
everyone, keep learning, keep questioning, and stay connected to the roots. Thank you so much, Mr. Nitesh, to join us. And that's exactly where Connect to Roots finally comes. It hopes to support through mentoring and meaningful conversations like this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then that is where, when I was interacting with your team also, I realized that when we go to students and when we interact with them, we realize that most of them are confused. They're not sure. One is technical enhancements are happening, new technologies are coming. And on top of that, they are not sure that which area would be good for them. And that is where I say that when you discuss with your mentor, when you analyze your own skills, your own capabilities, you would be able to identify that this area is good for me and this is my goal, this is my passion where I want to go, and then plan accordingly. So it is very, very important to understand your own skills, your own capabilities, and set your own goals so that whatever is happening around, you can connect those dots and achieve the goals that you are setting.
Yeah, I think you're right. The self-awareness is, I think, the first priority. Earlier when we were there, in that time, it was self-awareness point comes once you climb up to the leadership roles and all. It's no more an excuse. It has to be probably the fundamentals at the base, and then from there we have to rise it.
I believe that is good thing that has happened with the new generation, Gen Z,
Yeah.
and then now Gen Alpha that will be coming, because they are much more aware about things, and that is a good point.
Yeah.
So you are right. When we go back 10, 15, 20 years back, people were not that much aware. Obviously, we didn't have that much communication information also coming in. Now information is available at fingertips. So the students and then the new generation is aware of that. It's just that they need to start focusing on one goal, one direction at a time, and that focus is something that needs to be learned now.
Yeah. And openness and curiosity is the non-negotiable. It's
Sure.
good.
Absolutely.
So thank you once again, Mr. Nitin. It was really wonderful having you. I'm sure listeners will take an advantage of whatever the point you have mentioned, and they will follow you also in the LinkedIn with more and more advanced tips which you keep giving us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.